So we took 2 days off from Animal Crossing to, do the other things, the testing and the back to basics. And while those videos are, of course, awesome fun, love them a lot, I missed Animal Crossing. And so we're going to do more Animal Crossing today. And this is one of my favorite animal villager characters in all of Animal Crossing. And I'm going to tell you, what that is and what Midwest Fragrance Company scent we're using today in just a minute. But before I do, hello, I am Mrs. Soap and Clay. Let's make stuff. How's it going, Sudsers? Welcome back to the channel. You are at Soap and Clay, where we make all the soapy things, and you are here for day 110 of 365 days of soap, and we are doing another Animal Crossing soap today, and using Midwest Fragrance Company's scents with this whole blind scent test thing in the process. And today we are doing June, and I love her. She's a little bear. She has a hibiscus in her hair. She's cute. Her name's June. I'm born in June. She's not born in June, but she's adorable and so nice and so cute. And we are, since it's a bear, she has ears, and we're going to do it basically like the Filbert bar ultimately ended up being. So we're not playing with the columns this time because we've been doing some column stuff and it's not been going well. And so we're going to do a tray pour on this and put in all the pieces and do the things. And then, of course, going to give you Midwest Fragrance Company's, coupon code and all that jazz, within it and all the things. Let's get to the video. Okay, so. Oh, it tastes terrible. Oh, God. We're making Jane today, guys. Yeah. And that was all weird. For the, yep. I was in the mood for a delicious beverage while talking about this soap. And I went down to the fridge. And I have no delicious White Claws. I do have some Summer Bronze from Mad Micah's that I will be using in the Jane bar for sure. So that's fun. And I had no delicious White Claws. And so I grabbed one of Mr. Soap and Clay's beers. And that said La La. Oh, good. I am going to show it in the proper way. I love that. But not that one. You don't get to know what that one is. Always a bridesmaid. There we go. I need to figure out why my angles are not working out right now. And we are using Strawberry Peach Champagne for the Jane bar. And this beer that I picked up is also supposed to be fruity. Mr. Soap and Clay had beers in there, but nary a White Claw to be found. He hasn't brought me home delicious White Claw in a very long time. And this particular IPA is pineapple orange, and it tastes terrible. I'm not a beer person, so much for refreshing beverages while talking about the Jane bar. So I guess instead of talking about my refreshing beverages, it's not refreshing. I don't even think you could call this a beverage. I'm going to look up on MidwestFragranceCo.com's website the Strawberry Peach Champagne scent. And it says, bubbly, fizzy champagne undertones mixed with sweet strawberries, peaches, raspberries, orange, and hints of coconut. That's delightful. Top notes, raspberry and currants. Middle notes, coconut, strawberry. Base notes, peach and champagne. Maximum usage rates 25%. Phthalate free, vanillin free, absolutely. So, should not discolor. This is another one of those that's like super, super strong. I do not get any strawberry in this one though. Definitely fruity, but I would say more like juicy peach fruity, and definitely like the little carbonation fizz to it, the champagne. But no, I don't get strawberry. But that's actually a good thing, really, because most strawberry scents are terrible. Like they smell like sickly sweet, not fun at all. You think it's a great idea and then you smell it and you're like, "Oh god, no. That's strawberry, isn't it?" I mean, what even does strawberry smell like? You don't know. They don't have a smell. Anyway, I don't get strawberry from this, but it is delightful, which is good because Jane is also delightful. She's an adorable bear, and that is awesome. Now, with this, again, I've never soaped with Midwest fragrance, so I have no idea what any of their scents are ever going to do in anything. But aside from some weird discoloration going on with the sweater weather, which I guess is to be expected of most fall scents, it's been so far so good, right? The bars have all been very potent at the end, all delightful, and the soaping process has been beautiful. So let's see if that's true for this one today with Jane. Okay, I was saying Jane, like a whole bunch. It's not Jane, it's June. Jane is like a gorilla of some sort. June is the cute bear, and I'm just using just an index card in between to separate between, the hair and the base of the face for June, not Jane. That delicious beverage that was not delicious definitely threw me off. I'm deciding. But yeah, no, for this, I'm totally just going to move the index cards from one to the other in the tray and just continue on with doing the thing. And the reason I decided to do it in a tray is because, well, the columns are giving me fits, aren't they? And since there's kind of a lot of embeds in this, I sort of decided to mix this up on this one and go tray, like we ultimately ended up having to do for Filbert, just to sort of see, so I could see what I was working with and get everything in the way that it's like supposed to be, or the way that I thought it would be, really. So all these embeds have been made with a combination of melt and pour and cold processed soap dough inside. And look at the cute little nose on the cute little Jane. Isn't that adorable? I think that's super cute. Absolutely. So let's see. Her birthday is actually May 21st, June. Did I just say Jane again? Did I even say? I had one sip. You guys, there is no excuse at this point. May 21st. But her name is June. She's a cute little bear. She has a very cool Hawaiian vibe to her, which might be why I decided to go with such a fun fruity theme with the peaches and the strawberries and stuff. And she is rustic for sure. She's a rustic type. And her house is, well, interestingly, in New Horizons, her house is all very beachy themed, which totally makes sense with the cute little thing that goes in her hair. She wears a flower. What kind of flower is that? A red hibiscus. There you go. Awesome. Now, we have a little bit of a ricing going on there, don't we? Just slight. There's not a lot. That's not bad, though. That's completely fine. And that can just be sort of mixed in again, and it would all be just fine. I'm one of those people, though, like I know the right answer is to just give it a stir and make it all make sense. And instead, I just don't. I did there. That's why you got the jump cut, because I stirred it. But usually I just don't. And I just give the container a good shaky shake and continue on. Even though it would be better to just take the spatula and, do the thing. But this batter has actually stayed really, really fluid throughout all of this, which is great. And then now the issue is, but it's setting up quickly in the mold. See that? So that's interesting. But now it's just going to be an issue of putting all of the little bowls and nose things and all that jazz into the thing. And then obviously we also need the red hibiscus on her hair because, yeah, we're going to go with that as a hibiscus. That's what we're doing because I had a mold that looked like that. So that's what I used. That was my reasoning. Now, these are actually not going to be C-popped or gelled or anything because I don't want this flower to melt into her hair or these flowers. One flower for each. You get it. You see it. I'm over-explaining things at this point. But yeah, I do not want any of those flowers to melt. So June is not going into the oven for C-pop and gel. But we will take it out and put on the final touches, tomorrow. But for you, immediately. So, let's go check that out. Yeah. Okay, so no C-pop, no gel. But these are also still very, very cute. And I love that. Now, I am going to pull these out very early, so they're going to be very soft. Now, I could have let them set up a couple more days or put them in the freezer and froze them, and then they would pop out without any problems. But, that said, this is only about 12 hours later, and they're pulling out fairly nicely, but they're still soft enough for me to do the finishing touch on this. And when it comes out weird like that, it's fine. You just smooth it out. It's great. Totally works. But the finishing touches on all of these are obviously going to be her ears because we have to put ears on a bear. Now, the Soap and Clay Kidlet #1 also made the ears for this one like she did for the Filbert bar because she really wanted to make ears and she loves playing with soap dough. Because I don't actually let them play with things like clay or Play-Doh or slime or anything in the house because they cannot be trusted is the answer, really, with all of that. Every time that they say, no, we'll totally clean it up, they don't. And so clay and stuff's left all over the house. But when we're at the soap shop, they can play with soap dough and that's exciting for them. And so they make cool little things to go into, and they've loved doing it with this, which has been so much fun. We've actually decided that we are going to be Animal Crossing characters for Halloween because we love playing Animal Crossing together so very much. And Soap and Clay Kidlet #1 has decided that she's going to be Flick. And I'm lying to you guys. I lied to you. I totally thought she made these ears. She didn't make these ears. I made these ears. Okay. Wow. What ears did she? Oh, okay. I remember what ears she made now. Okay, got it. So I'm not using soap dough for these guys. I am using Melt and Pour and a mermaid stencil stamp thing that I just had laying around. And so I'm pouring the Melt and Pour in there. And then I will be taking a little piece of soap dough and putting it into the middle of all of the ear things of a different color, right? That makes sense with Jane because she has pinky in the inside of her. Yeah. So I'm just going to let that sit literally on the counter, firming up, but not too firm because I want to be able to put that little ear thing, the inside of the ear, into the soap while it's still, wet enough to sort of form around. And I'm not quite there. I actually waited too long for these ones. And so I'm going to have to stab some holes, which is fine. It's all fun. Melt and Pour is actually very forgiving too. So if I wanted to, I could have just picked those up, remelted them, and tried again. But I'm not going to do that because that's an extra step. And you know me in extra steps. I don't do it. That's not my thing. But yeah, no, Soap and Clay Kidlet #1 is going to go as Flick. And Soap and Clay Kidlet #2 is going as... Oh, she keeps changing her mind. What is it today? It was originally Isabel. And then she decided that she wanted to be Raymond, that cool cat with the glasses, because he has 2 different color eyes. That's what it was. Yeah. And I am going as Celeste, the owl that I think is Blather's sister, right? And Mr. Soap and Clay, we haven't decided what he's going to go as yet. He will not decide because he's just not really. We still love doing themed costumes, and so I'm all about it. Doing themed costumes for Halloween with the family, as long as they still want to do that, I'm 100% about. And Mr. Soap and Clay is just a good sport. So he'll dress up as whatever we suggest. And so whenever we figure out what he's going to be, then he will dress up as such. But it's going to be fun. It's going to be a good time for sure. And yeah, we're going as Animal Crossing for Halloween is the point of that. And that's fun because we actually get to make our own characters. Do you think they have Animal Crossing Halloween costumes? That would be weird, like at the store. I don't know. I always love making our costumes anyway, so I don't pay a lot of attention to that. But then sometimes it's one of those things where it might be easier to buy a costume. But I bet they don't have those things. Like, because those are going to be complicated costumes. A1 is turning into a bright red chameleon. And so that's going to require a lot of, well, makeup, but also like spandex type things all around her like head. And it's going to be a whole ass thing. It's going to be fun. And so I don't imagine that they just have costumes just ready made for that. And I have to figure out how to make myself an owl, which will be fun, really. But anyway, for this, in order to get these in, this is one of the reasons why I took these out of the mold so early. I wanted them soft enough so I could carve a little bit out of the head there so we could put the ears in to the little slots right there. And then the soap is so soft that I will be able to sort of smoosh it around the melt and pour ears. And so as it continues to cure up, it's going to seal those melt and pour ears in just beautifully. It's going to be delightful, is the thinking. But since I am working with melt and pour and I do have some fluid melt and pour here, I'm just going to go ahead and pour some in there as well to super ensure that the ears stay. Because obviously we want the ears to stay. It's the aforementioned losing of the ears that we talked about it. Or maybe it was the eyeballs. Either way, we don't want pieces of these to fall off and be traumatizing. Just going to seal it around, all of that. And, once they're done curing, that will be just sealed up perfectly around those ears. And it will be just the most adorable little bear named June. Not Jane. June. She's a Gemini, like me. Born in my month. Can't believe I went Jane with that. Look how cute that is. Isn't that the cutest thing ever? I love her. I love these soaps. Scent is great. It's very fruity. It's very summery. It's very perfect for a Gemini bear that likes Hawaiian shirts and wears a red hibiscus in her hair. And they're all different and unique and fun. And yeah, I love these. These are super awesome. This Animal Crossing thing has been so much fun. I hope you guys have been having as much fun with it as I have. But, it always makes me want to go play some more Animal Crossing. So I'm going to go do that now. It's day 110. The June bar. Not Jane. It's awesome. Those bars are so cute. I am so in love with them for sure. And I know that I say that for like everything. But the thing is, I love making soap. And I love all of the process of looking at the soaps and doing all the things. And I'm positive with all of my soaps really because you can't be too hard on yourself. And those ones are really, really adorable. And so, I'm extra not hard on myself for this. And that strawberry peach champagne, very delightful. Don't smell a lot of strawberry, but what even does strawberry smell like? And this whole blend of it, so great. It's delightful. Yes. So far, so good. Again, with the Midwest. It's been a little bit interesting with some discoloration that not because vanillin. It was very whatever, but that's okay. The bars still totally worked. But with this one, no discoloration, strong scent retention. And if you are interested in trying Midwest Fragrance Company, you can do so with a coupon code that they're giving you. Isn't that cool? Yeah. So you can use a coupon code soap and clay 10. for 10% off your first order. Now, it's SOAP ampersand, CLAY 10. So it's soap ampersand clay, which it's my business name. The ampersand is in my bit. You get it. You get it. So yeah, use that coupon code and get yourself some awesome scents from Midwest Fragrance, for sure. If you're interested in seeing what other scents we test, because you're not real sure if you want to go with them yet, you should do so. Also subscribe to the channel. You could do that thing too, and then you'll know and see more of them, and it'd be great, for sure. And for me, I'm actually out of here because the dogs have been barking, planes have been flying overhead, it's all been cuckoo bananas, and so I'm going to just take that as a sign, as it's time for me to stop working and, you know, go play some Animal Crossing. So I will see you guys all again tomorrow for another round of soapy fun. Bye.